Nobody in this world is going to game plan for Rex Burkhead. That's their guy, Rex Burkhead.
On today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition of the Odd Coaches Podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis and the OCP team of correspondents preview the AFC South in advance of the 2022-2023 football season. Welcome to today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and my partner, Coach Mike Franchise Francis, is again on assignment, but he does send his best. But on this Top Shelf Tuesday edition, we are doing the AFC South, and we've got a squad of correspondents. We've got Robert Abney, longtime close personal friend of the show, and fans, check out his Find the Balance Friday episode to just get a master's class on leadership and finding a balance between academics and athletics. He'll be covering the Houston Texans for us. Robert, how are you today, man?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
I am great, and please show the fans the shirt because without officials, you got no games, okay?
That's right.
No games.
Without referees, it's just practice.
And we've got Akil Russell, former player and coach extraordinaire. Check him out. Akil will be doing the Indianapolis Colts. Akil, how are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. How's everyone? Thank you for having me.
Man, this is great. And we're going to start tagging folks too. So make sure you plug yourself at some point in the show. For Jacksonville, Murph Jones, our good friend and newest member of the CKA family, will hopefully come in and help us second segment. But if not, our national correspondent extraordinaire, Will Cotton, will cover not only Jacksonville, but Tennessee. Will's a former player of mine, works in the IT field, and we are just always blessed to have the Cotton man in the house. Will, how you doing, sir?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
And please show your shirt because I'm a mark too.
Oh, yeah. Ladder match.
Yes. WrestleMania. We can never a bad time for a random wrestling reference. So fans.
Love that shirt.
Hey, my man.
Love that shirt. Sweet chin music. Yes.
Yes, sir. And Razor Ramon.
Yes. All right. So fans, our OCP ratings go as this. If we rank you a 1, we think you're a championship caliber team. If we rank you a 2, we think you're average because the league is full of average teams. And if we rank you a 3, let's just say you have major needs. So our panelists are ready. So let us give our thoughts. So the Houston Texans, the OCP ranked them 2.44. And Robert, have they already quit on the season? What are you thinking about? What are your initial thoughts on the Texans?
I'm thinking your ranking was way too high. So Houston Texans, they have a new head coach. They got Lovie Smith as a head coach. They've won 4 games each of the past 2 years. So they have been struggling for a while. They probably have the least talent of anybody in the league with the possible exception of the Atlanta Falcons, I'd say. Some good things they got going for them. I mean, Davis Mills is a pretty good quarterback. Brandon Cooks is a strong wide receiver. Question is, who else you going to throw to? Their defensive backs, their first round pick was a corner out of LSU, Derek Stingley, and he improves their defense, but I mean, he's played 10 games the past 2 years because of injury. So I don't think that would be an issue, I think. But when you're at a team where you've got only won 4 games the past 2 years, you're going to have a bunch of needs. So their offensive line isn't very good. They drafted a kid from Texas A&M in the first round. Their only significant free agent acquisition that they signed from outside is an offensive lineman as well. So they're trying to address that need. Their running backs are terrible. They're absolutely awful. You game plan. Nobody in this world is going to game plan for Rex Burkhead. That's their guy, Rex Burkhead. That's not good. I mean, in the end, I mean, nothing says that you're a struggling franchise like drafting somebody who hasn't been able to finish the past 2 years because of injury. Number one, I mean, saying that's your guy, I would be worried about that. And then the free agent guy you signed played 3 games last year because he was hurt. Oh, and by the way, he played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was the only team worse than you were. So,
ouch. Okay.
I think that is an accurate summation of the Houston Texans right there. Just saying, ouch.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the Indianapolis Colts because fans in the first round, you get to say your piece and nobody bothers you. So, Akil, the OCP rated the Indianapolis Colts 1.77. My question to you, sir, is can Matty Ice get off the mat and send them to the promised land? What say you about the Colts, Akil?
I like some of the pieces they have. He's like you mentioned, Matty Ice. He's a 20 on a bad season. He'll give you 20 touchdowns. 3,500 to 4,000 yards. What's John Taylor? It's not. They have an all-star running back. Almost 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns. I'm a defensive guy. They have a great D-line. DeForest Buckner, he's real good for them up front. Darius Leonard, he's a MEAC guy. He's a really good player, linebacker, coverage guy. He does it all for them. They should have made the playoffs last year. They kind of choked at the end. They've drafted a big receiver. Was Alec Pierce. I like the team. Again, what they say is why you play the games, coach. I mean, Frank Wright, he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He took the last 3 seasons. They've made the playoffs twice. So I feel like it's a good team. The addition of Matty Ice, his experience. They got some decent depth at receiver. So, hey, give the ball to Taylor and stand back and stand clear and let Taylor do it. And then when he can't do it, figure it out. But definitely feed my guy, feed the running back, John Taylor, and we'll figure it out from there.
All right. So my utility infielder, Wilcott, Jacksonville Jaguars. The OCP rated them 2.55. I'm going to ask the question. In Trevor we trust? Because last year you didn't have a good coaching situation and Trevor didn't have a good year. But what are you thinking about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I mean, coaching means everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at what's his name in Detroit. I forgot his name. The quarterback. He used to play for the Rams and
Matthew Stafford.
Not Stafford. The
or
kid
Golf.
Golf. Yeah, Golf. Golf was under Fisher, and Fisher was terrible. And then as soon the new coach over came in, and they went to the Super Bowl. Same thing with Stafford. Stafford was doing nothing, and now he went to LA, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So coaching means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with Trevor Lawrence. He has a lot of things that we saw, like he had the arm strength. He's accurate. They're able to get their running back, Travis Etienne. He'll be coming back. But they're going to be a young team still trying to figuring out. You know what I'm saying? I think with such a bad season they had last year, it'll be hard for them to make that step because they haven't made the foundations they were supposed to make it last year. So they were supposed to be a lot better. You know, this is kind of, now it's like, okay, now we're starting again. Let's get the car. It's like going on a trip and you were supposed to leave yesterday. And today you're like, okay, well, we didn't leave yesterday. So today is the next best thing. Let's go. So we'll see. They're young, you know, unfortunately. I guess fortunately, the division isn't like, you know, a one team kind of band. You know what I'm saying? Like they could falter. You have, you know, Matt Ryan, you know, that guy played terrible in Atlanta last year. You know, I don't see him playing any better. You know, things like that. And then you have, like, you know, the Titans, who are going to be pretty good. And then, you know, but I think the Jaguars are too young. They have to figure out who they are. But they have a great team. They have a great young team. They had a great draft. So I think we'll have to see. But I think they're going to struggle before they flourish.
All right. So, Cotton, we're going to stay with you. I had the Tennessee Titans ranked at a 2.00, which means they can go up or they can go down. That was a big hit they took. They lost some good players. Where do they go from here? What are you thinking about the Titans, Cotton, man?
In my opinion, man, NFL, it's hard for teams, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's hard for teams that are good and start to go downtrend to go back up. So like 2 years ago, I think they were in the AFC championship playing against the Chiefs or division. Either way, they were playing a lot better. Last year, you know, they couldn't get out of their way. Their injuries and, you know, it just wasn't working. I don't see them getting any better. Like, they didn't make any changes. They still have the same pretty much roster. They got rid of their best wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for us to really say, like, I don't think they'll be good. I just don't think. I don't think
the Titans.
I think they'll have, you know, I think they'll be good, solid, you know, but they're going to be middle of the road. Like, they're not going to be. I don't think they'll be a playoff team. That's what I'll say about that. So, but I think they got to figure out what they want to do, you know, in terms of going forward.
Derrick Henry, that's what they're going to do. Okay,
they need
to Derrick Henry. That's what they're going to do. Okay,
they are, but they also need to create and they're in that situation now where it's like, oh, you need to be trading draft picks and getting big people in to come in now and play now. Like, you can't. You're in the. They have Robert Woods. They brought Robert Woods. They did. But, you know, I'm talking about, you gonna put somebody in, like, I mean, you know, is Robert Woods better than AJ Brown? I won't agree.
They picked up Traylon Burks. He's a rookie. He's about 6'4", 230. He's a big body.
Rookies but rookies, like, it's good, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is he ready to go? Is he ready to play? So
if everyone's looking at Derrick Henry, might get open. I don't know.
Remember, he got hurt last year. So, you know, now it's the first time. You know, man, like every car, if you it all takes is one bump, and all of a sudden now the oil, tire, now the bumper joint, now the AC kicked down. Like, dog, I'm trying to tell you, man, like, these dudes been taking miles and miles of hits. It's, you know, it's only a matter of time before, you know, you start breaking down. I don't care how good you are.
All right, so we're going to use that as a pause. And Robert, try having these two guys in the locker room. That's why I enjoy it. So on the other side of the break, we're going to talk strength of schedules, and we're going to talk, again, strictly for entertainment purposes only, what Caesars thinks in terms of their win totals on the Odd Coaches podcast preview of the AFC South. We'll be right back.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student-athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fallon Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student-athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast preseason preview of the AFC South, and it's structured debate time. We're going to talk strength of schedule, and we're also going to talk about Caesars wins totals. So, Robert, Houston, they have the 19th strongest schedule, and Caesars says 4.5. What say you, over or under Caesars' projected win total?
Well, if I was betting your paycheck, it would be under. And
Strictly for entertainment purposes only, of course.
I would bet it all. I mean, you look at their schedule, and well, they'll win their bye week. They're at Jacksonville in week 5, and that's really their. I mean, I guess they're at the Bears in week 3, and the Bears are So, I mean, it's quite possible they come in to play Jacksonville. They go to Jacksonville in week 5, being 0-4 already. And there just isn't a whole lot on the schedule that it looks like they might be able to pick off. I mean, they're at the Giants, and they host Washington in back-to-back weeks. And those, I guess you could say, are winnable games. They probably will get fired up when Tennessee comes to town, seeing as how they're the old Oilers. You know, that might be something. I don't know if that's a thing or not. And then, but I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that when Jacksonville comes to town in week 17, they're sitting at 0-15.
Cotton man.
That doesn't usually happen in the NFL, but I mean, I guess it could. It's not unrealistic. I mean, and you want to talk about Caesars? I mean, the Texans have the longest odds to win the Super Bowl. They have them at the money line is plus 25,000.
Ooh. I might do it just to play a game.
Right? So, I mean, and if you don't know what that means you bet $100, you win 25,000, right? Yeah. Conversely, they are minus 3,500 to miss the playoffs, which is like, so you're going to bet $3,500 to win $100.
All right. So, Will, Caesar says 4.5 for the Titans. Over or under, sir?
Man, what's the number again?
4.5, sir.
4.5. I'll give them over 4. No, matter of fact, I'll give them for Houston, right?
Houston Texans.
Yeah. I would give them. They could probably win 3 games. I mean, they're playing Washington. I think they could beat Washington for sure at home. They could definitely beat the Giants. I don't care where they're playing them. And I think, honestly, it's true. I think you guys said they can win one of those Jacksonville games, and then I'm looking at this schedule and I can't find a 4th. Like, it would have to somebody get like hurt. I mean, like Rob said, maybe like Chicago. I mean, it's hard to find 4 wins, to be honest.
Jacksonville twice.
I mean, I can't even say that because when they played last year, Jacksonville was one of the teams that beat them last year. One of the 3 games, one of the 3 wins they won.
Games they probably have circled on their calendar.
Exactly.
I give them. Maybe I don't know. I'm giving the under, man. I'm Robin. I'm going under, man. I don't see it.
All right, so let's welcome in the newest member of the CKA family, Merv Jones. Merv, talking about Houston. 4.5, over or under, sir?
Oh, 1,000% under. I have no faith in their coaching staff, no faith in their quarterback. I don't even know who they drafted. It's just one of those things where they were in a perfect storm. They dealt with this whole Deshaun Watson situation. Nobody wants to go there in free agency. Just from the Deshaun Watson incidents, once Deshaun said, "Hey, I want to be traded," all this stuff came out of the blue. And now it's like, well, if I had something minor like a DUI, why would I even go over there and they're just going to blow it up? And not saying that this is all false or true about what Deshaun did or didn't do, but they've been known to be racist. The big star players have been saying, you've wasted a good bulk of your career here. I just don't see any light coming from it. And then just looking at their schedule, they're not going to beat the Colts. They're not going to beat Chargers. They're not going to beat Washington. Washington actually has a coach who knows what the heck he's doing. And
we'll leave that alone till the NFC East episode.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but I just don't see it.
All right. Akil, 4.5 for the Texans. Over or under, sir?
They have Marlon Mack. They drafted John Mechie out of Alabama. He's a playmaker. They have Brandon Cooks. He's a speedster. So they have something. Okay. Now, again, if I were a Houston Texan, and I'm gonna have the Jacksonville Jaguars circle twice. So there's 2. How many? We need 4. We need 2 more.
4.5. So you need 5.
So you got to win 5.
Yeah. 5.
Jose dice under. Espanol under. They're going to Caesars. Win it all. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Davis Mills was the quarterback. It's going to be a challenge, coach.
Okay.
Davis Mills, I'll have to go under.
All right. Cotton Man, you have Tennessee. Tennessee has the 24th strongest strength of schedule, meaning it's pretty weak. And Caesars have them at 9.5. What say you, over or under?
9 is tough. I'm going to go under again still. I'm still going under. I don't think they win 9. Like, they'll beat Houston. Who they're playing for in home. Houston, they can win. They can beat Jacksonville, and then maybe the Giants. Everyone else, I think, is going to beat them. And then on the road, they got, again, Texans, Jacksonville, and then I don't see another team that they could really beat. So, at most, I think they're going to steal like 2, so they can win maybe 7 or 8, but 9, nah, give me an under. Hard.
Wow. Under. Robert, over or under 9.5 for Tennessee, sir?
I'm with Will. You look at their schedule. I don't see 9 games they can win. I just don't. And then they have to play. They have to play the Packers. They have to play the Bengals. They have to play the Cowboys. And I suppose if Derrick Henry is able to stay healthy and they can keep him on the field, I guess they could get to 9, but I don't see it.
Okay. Merv, 9.5 for Tennessee. Over or under?
They drafted a new wide receiver, which they needed.
Yes, but didn't he have some health concerns with his asthma?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tennessee is very humid, so that doesn't dwell too well for him either. So I say 9. I say they're right at 9.
Okay. So
I say they're right at 9. Derrick Henry rarely gets hurt, and when he does, he comes back with a vengeance. Only thing that you had the issue with when he came back last year was the endurance portion, and it was just too late in the season trying to reclaim part of the back end of the season. I'm really interested to see what this young quarterback that they drafted is going to do, because he can actually do more than just run with the ball. So with the little bit of weapons that they do have outside of the running back room, I give them that. But, when all else fails, you can definitely give it to Derrick Henry. He's proved that year in and year out.
All right. And Akil, Tennessee, 9.5. Over or under, sir?
They were 12-5 last season. Their Mike Vrabel, he's a great coach. He's their coach. Again, I feel like he's the guy who in special teams, we're gonna bend, don't break. I feel like they definitely. What's the number? 9.5.
9.5, sir.
Whew. Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule. Cowboys, Packers. Aaron
You
Rodgers still play
count
for Green
10.
Bay.
He's still there?
Chiefs. Yeah. Let me actually count. Let's see. Giants. Oh, they got the Bills too. Sheesh. Raiders. Dang.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tough schedule.
It'd be an earned 9. I'll tell you that. If they get 9 or 10, I'll be like, yo, they're good. They're a good team.
Yeah, they got a pretty tough schedule. I'm gonna have to say, hey, they did it. I don't know. I didn't see their full schedule last season. They won 12 games. I know they got a good coach. They're a good team. They're one of the premier AFC teams, I imagine. So I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say they get it done. I say they win at least 10 games.
Okay.
Right.
Going down the gauntlet. All right, so Merv, it's Jacksonville. They have the 26th rated schedule according to the NFL. And Caesar says, wait for it, 6.5 for the Jaguars. Over or under, sir?
I'll put them over. They surprised some people last year. They have a new coach, and yes, I am an Ohio State fan, and I know he had no business being an NFL coach. Sometimes you just need to stay where you're wanted and tolerate it. When you're coaching grown men versus coaching college students and kids who just don't know any better, that says wonders. You can cultivate them, but you can't coach grown men. So, Sunshine, that's what everybody calls him. He's a phenomenal quarterback. He's getting there. He understands the game now. So I believe that they will be better than 6 games just from learning to play together. The running backs are getting healthier. The defense slightly got better, but then the conference isn't always that strong either. So that's where I'm leaning in on that one.
Right. Robert, Jacksonville, 6.5, over or under?
See, I think that's a stretch until you look at the schedule though. Okay, they open with Washington. They can win that one. Jacksonville, let's see, they get the Texans in week 5. That's 2. Giants is 3. Lions is 4. Jets are 5. Jaguars are 6. So if they can pick one off of the Titans,
There's your 7.
there's your 7.
Or
But
sweep
you got to have everything go right in every single one of those other games. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go under, but I could see
You can see a pathway.
I could see them playing better just because they don't have to deal with Urban Meyer's nonsense. I could see that.
Yeah.
All right. So just let me poke back in on this one.
Go ahead,
As
sir.
much as I hate to say this, there's a couple games that they could sneak in and beat some people.
Yeah.
And me personally, and everybody knows who was on the call last time or on this podcast last time knows I am a Browns fan, but I think they can sneak up and beat the Browns.
Oh yeah. I don't even think they could, depending where is it? They're playing them in. Are they home?
They are in Jacksonville.
All right, so Will, it is on you now since Robert said I'm going to back out of it. What do you think? 6.5, over or under, Will?
Man, 6, you can get some, man. You can win. You can get 6 wins, man.
Yeah, but can you get to 7? It's 6.5.
That's. You got who you got? You got Washington away. You got Houston. You can get maybe one of those at least. I would hope. Detroit, which is a strange, just thrown in there. 3 Jets, and then everyone you're playing at home, I guess, outside of the Chiefs and the Chargers, they're going to be. I'm going to say under.
Okay.
No, and we're talking about a perfect storm. Nah, I don't see it happening. Unless, it was like an inverse where like other teams also having the worst things, like Baltimore getting hurt again. It would take a lot, in my opinion. It would take a lot, and a lot of pieces would have to move for them to win 7 games. So give me the under.
All right, Akil, what do you think? Jacksonville, 6.5.
Doug Peterson, that is their coach. This is a Super Bowl champion coach. He knows how to win ball games, coach. Now, again, looking at the schedule, you got the Commanders. Again, I feel like that's a game they can win. Where we at? Oh, Eagles. I think they could be the Eagles. That's 2. Texans 3. Giants 4. Broncos, no way. Hey, let's ride. We have 4. Lions 5. Jets 6. Oh, that 0.5. What's that 0.5? What's that 0.5?
You got to get to 7, man. You counted 6.
And
Caesars, they know something. They know
Exactly.
They know something. I'm looking.
They still 1 game versus Titans. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe somewhere else. Possibly, though. It's a rival. Like you said, Ravens, maybe. No, not really. I don't know. Maybe they surprise you again. Looking at their roster, they got the Jones brothers, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones. Christian Kirk is nice. That's 3 solid receivers.
Yeah, but did you count 7 wins?
I got 6.5, just like Caesars, coach. I'm gonna go over.
All right.
They're gonna find it. One of these games, we don't know which. We're all gonna be surprised. It's gonna happen. Special teams, field goal block, kick return, punt return, one of those things. It snows, it rained. I don't know. Let's go
He
over.
talked himself into it.
Let's go over.
Exactly.
Let's go over, coach.
All right, Akil, you're on Indianapolis. They have the 26th ranked schedule, and Caesar says 9.5.
That's
strictly
so
for entertainment purposes.
crazy. That is so crazy.
So what do you have, sir?
I literally have 8 to 10, and it's 9.5.
Yes.
I got.
But are you going over or under?
Texans win, Jags win, KC lost. I got Titans lost, Denver lost, Jacksonville win. So I got first week, I got 3 wins up to week 6. Washington is a W. I have question marks. Well, I guess they could beat Philly. So that's what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they could beat Pittsburgh 6. Minnesota, I got them beating Minnesota 7. 7, 8, 9. You said 9.5?
9.5, sir. Do you see
5
10
every
wins?
time. That's crazy. I got them for 9 wins.
All right. So then the under. All right. Robert, Indianapolis, 9.5, sir. What do you think? Over or under?
Well, I think they're the best team in the division, so I think they're gonna win most of their division games. Got to get to 10 though. I could see this being like the NFC East last year, where the other than the Cowboys, everybody else was terrible. I could see that. You know what? I'll go over. They'll win 10. They're gonna win 10.
Cotton Man, 9.5. Over under.
9.5. I'll give them over 9.
You don't sound very confident, sir. I don't think we're going to put a 10 spot on them.
Well, I mean, like you said, divisions, I think they can win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can win 5 of those of the 6 games they're going to play. I think they can definitely beat Minnesota. You could beat we'll see what happens. I mean, if the defense is healthy, and Matt Ryan isn't throwing turnovers or not playing poop, then, I definitely think it'd do it. I think it'll be for real, man. I think it'll be a wash. I think they'll win right there, like 9. Well, they can't win a half, so give me the under.
All right. Merv, last word on this and the segment. Indianapolis, 9.5. Over or under?
I say give them 10. They have an upgrade at quarterback, even though he does throw some interceptions, but you got to look at it. He doesn't throw interceptions at the most inopportune times like Carson Wentz did. he had a stellar first half of the season. All of a sudden, when the pressure got hot and they were in contention for a non-wild card spot, he just started melting away. You have a running game. You have a solid, strong defense that doesn't allow big plays except for when they're on the field more than the offense is, much more than their offense. I feel like this is a solid setup for them to at least make a run at a top-tier playoff spot.
All right. Well,
get the ice bath ready for John Taylor. Okay.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Keep it cool, coach. Keep it cool. Right.
The ice bath going. All right. So with that, in our last segment, we're going to make our formal predictions with the entire OCP team. Again, strictly for entertainment purposes only. We'll be right back.
There is an old business adage that says, what gets measured and monitored gets done. It is also fact that deadlines spur action. That is what the CKA Save Project's academic monitoring service can do for student athletes. Measure and monitor their academic progress to improve their grades. Our academic monitoring services provide ongoing academic support for student athletes for a designated period of time. Our academic success coaches work with student athletes on time management and organizational skills, along with improving their ability to self-advocate. Every few weeks, our academic success coaches meet with student athletes to assess their academic progress as well as provide ongoing academic advising. If needed, student athletes have access to CKA Learning Specialists who provide virtual core subject academic support for student athletes. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 3, strictly for entertainment purposes only, and I do take notes. We have our division predictions and our postseason predictions. So, who's going to win the division? Will, who's going to win the division?
Indy.
All right, we got Indy. Robert.
Indy.
Akil.
Indianapolis Colts.
And Merv.
Absolutely the Colts.
All right, so we will be putting down a 10 spot for that then. All right, so does the AFC South get 2 playoff teams? So Will, does a second team get into the playoffs? Maybe Tennessee. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they get 2. I think it's going to be a weird. If they can, even though I said they're going to win 6 games. If I could see them, they're going to. Nah, you know what? I'm going to stay on my feet. No way. I think it's going to be one team. It's Colts.
Okay. Robert.
Same. I don't see anybody else being close enough to 500 to even be close.
Wow. Merv.
I agree. It's just going to be solely the Colts. Too many people are rebuilding and trying to scramble from what happened the year before.
Kill.
Titans out, Broncos in. Colts will be the only team.
Oh, wow, man. Okay. So, who's the surprise team in the AFC South? Akil, who's the surprise team in the AFC South that's going to shock somebody?
I'm going to say, is it not the Colts? Someone aside from the Colts?
That your surprise team is your surprise team.
Yeah, they were in second place last season. The Titans were 12-5. They were 9-8. The Colts should have made the playoffs. There was a documentary I was watching. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Colts. Matty Ice and those guys.
Okay.
Let's get it done.
Merv, who's the surprise team in the South?
The surprise team for me would be the Titans this year.
Titans, okay. All right, Robert, who's the surprise team?
I don't know if it's necessarily a surprise. I'm interested to see what Trevor Lawrence is going to do now that it's not going to be a circus every day. And I think that he might be good enough and they might be good enough, because I think I took them over. I think I did. Yeah, I think they can win 6-7 games and give some people some trouble. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think that they'll be a lot better.
Okay, and Codman, what do we got? Biggest surprise team in the South?
Biggest surprise. I'm gonna agree with Robert, man. I think Jacksonville, man. I think they're gonna surprise some people. I don't know if they'll, the normal kind of thing for young teams, start slow or start fast, but don't know how to finish. So, there's a lot of learning that they're going to have to, but I think they're going to punch a lot of people in the mouth. And I think people are going to be excited in Jacksonville moving forward if they do what they're supposed to do. I think the surprise team will be Jacksonville.
All right. Merv, who's going to be the biggest disappointment, sir?
Texans.
Texans going to be the biggest disappointment. Okay. Robert, that's going to lead to you. Who's going to be the biggest disappointment?
The biggest disappointment will be if the Texans don't get the number 1 pick.
Okay. Akil, who's the biggest disappointment?
The Texans were already disappointing, right? So, I don't feel like. I guess I would say the Titans because they have the throne right as of today, and by the end of the season they won't. So they'll be disappointed. So I'll say the Titans.
All right.
Because they let the Colts get ahead of them.
And Cotton Man, I think you're left.
I'm thinking it's going to be the Titans, man. If people think they're going to win 10 games, I think it's going to be a long season. I think the good thing for them is that I think the Colts are going to be limping to the finish. So it's going to be more of attrition. But I think the biggest disappointment is probably going to be the Titans.
Okay, so last question. Do we have a Super Bowl team in the AFC South? Merv, are the Colts a Super Bowl team?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
They are a playoff contender.
Akil, are the Colts a Super Bowl team?
I can think of 4 teams better in the AFC. So you got to be the top dog to make it to the big game. So that's a no, negative.
All right. Will, are the Colts a Super Bowl team?
Nah, I wouldn't put my bread on it. Sorry.
Okay. And Robert, are the Colts a Super Bowl team?
No, I can't even see them getting a home game that first round of the playoffs.
Wow. All right. So, fans, we have covered the AFC South from pillar to post, top to bottom. And I want to thank our correspondents. So on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. And we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.